Hey everyone, this is Maggie, and today we're gonna break down and explain Shadow and Bone Season 1. We will be talking about Season 1 in depth, so beware big spoilers flying your way. In her original books, the Grisha trilogy and Six of Crowns duology, Israeli-American author Lee Bardugo has created a lively, vibrant, and diverse world, a perfect representative of what a modern-day fantasy series should be. Shadow and Bone, Eric Heisserer's rival Netflix adaptation, successfully emulates this. By merging two different book series, it creates scenarios and interactions that cannot be found in the source material, and the web series is so much better for it. The story predominantly takes place in Ravka, a monarchy influenced by 19th century Tsarist Russia. A few hundred years ago, a man known as Black Heretic created a strip of pure darkness known as the Fold, separating Ravka's eastern side from the west. Since then, the country and its people have suffered greatly. With the coming of the protagonist Alina Starkov, played by Jessie May Lee, that is all about to change, as she is the Sun Summoner, a Grisha who can potentially destroy the Fold and unite Ravka.
But now, I'm old enough to know the only way out is through.
Both Alina and her childhood friend Mal, played by Archie Renault, lost their parents in Ravka's border wars with its neighbors Fjerda in the north and Shuhan in the south. They grew up in an orphanage in Keramzin, constantly encountering inherent prejudices from the Ravkans for their mixed parentage. They both get involved in the war efforts, Mal as a soldier and Alina as a cartographer. When Mal is selected to be a part of the unit, that will escort the Grisha through the Fold. Alina ensures that she will be on the Sandskiff.
I know some of you have been on the road for a week, so I'll be brief. Most of you will continue north to the Fjordan front lines, or south to the Shuhan border.
When the Volcra, the winged flesh-eating creatures residing inside the Fold, inevitably attack, Alina's long-dormant ability as the Sun Summoner is triggered, saving all who are on the ship. Alina subsequently meets General Kirigan, played by Ben Barnes, the Grisha or Second Army leader, who moves her to the Lil Palace, the Grisha stronghold in the Ravkan's capital Os Alta. Meanwhile, Master Thief Casbreaker, played by Freddie Carter, and his crew, Inej, played by Amita Suman, and Jasper, played by Kit Young, accept the job of abducting the Sun Summoner and delivering her to the wealthy merchant Dressen. As the series progresses, Alina learns that Kirigan and the Dark Heretic are the same people. She runs away from the palace, receiving accidental help from Kaz and his crew. Eventually she reunites with Mal and they find Morzova's stag together. However, Kirigan and his selected group of Grisha catch up with them. Kirigan kills the stag and then melts Alina with a collar made from the stag's antlers, seemingly gaining control of her power.
This is my power!
But now I control it.
In the season finale titled No Mourners, Kirigan and Alina travel to the Fold on a Sandskiff together. He has invited ambassadors of various countries under the pretext that they will see the destruction of the Fold. Unbeknownst to Kirigan, Mal and Kaz's crew are also on the ship. They meet and decide to work together. Kirigan's plans soon become clear. Bagra was right. He weaponized the Fold with Alina's power and begins destroying Novokribrisk, the main city of West Ravka and the epicenter of the anti-Ravkan uprising.
They're coming.
Yes.
I should just tear this down now.
And what can you really do on your own?
Eventually, Alina manages to break free of his control and realizes the truth about the Stag Amplifier. Kirigan and Mal fight before the former are attacked by Volcra. Elsewhere, Nina, played by Daniel Galligan, lies, declaring that Matthias Helvar, played by Callahan Skogman, is a slaver, leading to his arrest by Kirch Bounty Hunter. All the main characters, Mal, Alina, Kaz, Ines, Jasper, Nina, and Matthias, end up on a ship to Kirch. The season ends as Kirigan emerges from the Fold, grievously wounded but very much alive. Kirigan, like Alina, is an extremely rare type of Grisha. His shadow summoning ability has granted him near immortality. A few hundred years earlier, he created the Fold while battling Ravkan soldiers. He had hoped that with his power, He would create potent amplifiers to augment the Grisha abilities, just like Mortzova had done with the animals. Instead, he ended up transforming all the people in the region into the Volcra. Being their creator and arguably the most powerful shadow summoner in the world, Kirigan seems to have some level of control over the Volcra. Earlier, he tells Alina that he is a beacon to them. Whenever he enters the fold, the Volcra are drawn to him. This is what happens during the fight with Mal. He seems to be winning when a Volcra attacks from behind. Alina, Mal, and the others believe that he has died. In reality, he has managed to create a new type of shadow creature, the Nichiwoya, which are bound to the shadow fold. The closing moments of the season show a bruised and blooded Kirigan emerging from the fold and commanding the Volcra to follow him. It took him a few hundred years, but he finally has an army of his own to help him bring utter destruction to his enemies. The Grisha abilities are defined as small science. A Grisha has the ability to control objects or elements at their most fundamental level. When Alina calls it magic while conversing about her ability with Kirigan, he corrects her by saying that small science always abides by natural laws. In contrast, Murzost is pure magic. It requires incantation. As Bagheera explains to her son, if small science augments the Grisha, Murzost takes innate energy from the Grisha to work.
Do you believe I brought you here to make a fool of you? To make a fool of both of us? Just keep your focus on me, and you'll be fine.
The only person to have successfully used Murzost in recorded history was Mortzova when he created his amplifiers. It is revealed in the penultimate episode that Bagheera and Kirigan are both related to Mortzova, the bonesmith himself. It is that connection that emboldens Kirigan's desire to take such drastic steps as creating the fold. At the time, he was arrogant and foolish enough to believe that he could handle whatever his creation threw at him.
Here, it all began with this man, one of the first Grisha in recorded history, the Bonesmith.
Mortzova's amplifier or creatures are largely believed to be mythical. But then Alina, the Sun Summoner, appears and the realm of possibility suddenly expands exponentially. Alina learns from the Apparat, played by Kevin Eldon, that Grisha has to infuse a piece of the animal into themselves to tap into the amplifier's full potential, and for that, one has to kill the animal first.
To Grisha, they learned killing one of these beasts and then melding a piece of it into their body would amplify their abilities.
After Kirigan kills the stag, he believes that he has full access to Alina's powers through the antlers. However, a vision of the stag helps Alina realize the truth. The power itself acts as a safeguard against ill use. It has to be willingly given and not forcefully taken away. Only after understanding this does she breaks Kirigan's hold on her.
You may have needed me, but I never needed you.
By all indication, although Pekka doesn't seem to remember. In his earlier days, his actions led to the death of Kaz's brothers, and Kaz has been consumed by vengeance ever since. When Dressen offers 1,000,000 krug to travel across the fold and bring back the Sun Summoner, it takes the two men on each other's paths. Kaz desperately wants to destroy Pekka and considers taking risks that he would otherwise thought foolish. Both Inej and Jasper even point it out to him.
You'll set me free now.
Thank you. Of course.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications about our latest videos. After the Droskell ship, they are traveling on hits and Stormfront and Sinks. Nina and Matthias quickly realize that they have to rely on each other if they want to survive. It's not easy for either of them. The Droskell is an elite squad of Yerda soldiers whose primary duty is to capture the Grisha and take them back to the Ice Court for a sham trial and eventually execution. Matthias is a witch hunter, specifically trained to hunt the Grisha, while Nina is a heartrender, an order of Grisha who can affect the mind and body.
Where are we?
Joe willing in my homeland.
For the saint's sake.
They are each other's natural enemies, but that doesn't matter in permafrost. They survive with each other's help and a romance starts to bloom between them. However, when they reach a town, Nina discovers that Fedor, played by Julian Kostov, is waiting for them there. Realizing that if the Grisha captures Matthias, it will mean his certain death, she claims that he is a slaver, promoting the Kerch bounty hunter to apprehend him. Matthias, who lost consciousness because of Fedor's power, doesn't know any of this and wakes up in a cell in the ship bound to Kerch. Nina's hopes of freeing Matthias start to crumble when she learns that he will be placed in a prison named Hellgate for about a year or two before his trial. Feeling a deep sense of betrayal, Matthias reverts to his old self, once more seeing Nina with suspicion and distrust.
No, Matthias, please.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure to give the video a like and subscribe with that bell on to get notified as soon as one of our videos comes out.